All right. I think this is like the only show where we really don't have anything to open with, Nick, or it's just kind of we just start talking. Because every other show we have like the Bloody Times, which we just started, folks. I posted up yesterday. We're playing the beginning of Werewolves of London. Why? Because it's something. The Bloody Scream podcast, I started doing that little thing like this was filmed in front of a live studio audience, just for shits and giggles. This one, I don't know. I have no idea how to start this. I can't find another song that would be awesome, that just starts out with no singing yet, and it just has kind of like the, whatever. I don't know.
Yeah, that's kind of a...
fuck it. People, it's not like people that get that invested into a podcast were like, hey, I can't like your podcast because you don't have an opening. You guys just start out talking. By the way, welcome to the Movie Thing podcast where we talk about movie things. But first of all, in the last couple days, how you doing, Nick?
I'm doing good.
Doing good?
Yep.
Nothing happened in one day.
Not really. It's kind of a little colder, which is kind of nice, kind of not. But
it's nice today. Fuck, I went outside in shorts and short sleeves, some flip flops. Yes, folks, I wear man flops, and I was just like, damn, this feels good out here. It is a beautiful day today in the state of Colorado. I also yesterday got my Warhammer stuff in. I was excited. I was like, yes, my new sniper squad came in. I painted one of those bad boys last night. Sadly enough, I don't have any flesh tone style of face paint for the guys because they actually have face paint, unlike the other Space Marines that usually wear the helmets. And I'll say right now, I'm probably going to make them a black squad because I actually have brown, so it looks... Because I put one guy, I was like, well, I have this bone paint, and that looks, maybe he'll be really kind of white looking. He looks like he's a dude he's going white face. I mean, he literally kind of looks like that. I'm like, oh, okay, this Warhammer guy, he's gonna look a little funny compared to the other guys. He might be the racial stereotype of a white man during that thing, because the rest of them, I'm making them black because that's the only way to make them, that's the only flesh tone I have, because I'm kind of a cheap ass and Warhammer paints are expensive. So I'm just like, oh, shit.
As long as you don't put the black squad in the front lines to be sacrificed, I think it's all good.
Exactly. No, they're the sniper squad. They're the scouts. They get to wear capes and shit. I was like, that's pretty cool. I don't know. I'm a Warhammer nerd. Everyone knows this by now. Yeah, so I got that, and then I got Vader in the mail. Yeah, that's it, folks. I got a Vader toy. Open him up, put him up there. He looks badass. I find your lack of faith disturbing right now, Nick.
Are you sitting in a bathtub playing with your Vader and your Warhammer?
Exactly. Yes, exactly. That's exactly what I'm doing. Nah, honestly, I just set them up right now. I'm trying to get a good old Cloud City theme out of all things. I'm gonna get like a Han Solo and Kryptonite. I'm gonna get a Chewbacca and all that. Lando, Boba Fett with his ship, I don't want to, it's too expensive to do a Hoth theme type thing, because...
You're going to be walking around in blackface with a half cape over your shoulder.
Jesus Christ. Exactly. Hello. Hello. What do we have here? No. That's my best Lando, folks. Give me a break. Yeah, so I got that going on, and I spent my entire, afternoon on Saturday and Friday writing fucking reviews, dude. Holy shit. I wrote a Rise review, I wrote a Batman Arkham City review, I wrote a Warhammer 40K review, I wrote a Battlefront 2 review, and then I also wrote a Lord of the Rings Two Towers review. Now, to be fair, the games that did not come out recently, so everything but Arise, they're not full reviews, they're just kind of these half things saying this game's good, quick real reasons why, that's it. It's something for people just opinions really. I mean, that's all reviews are, but they're less in-depth reviews, because I don't feel like I need to do a full in-depth review of older games,
Yes, especially when Jesus Christ, you've been working.
Oh yeah, no, honestly. Yeah, it's just, we went that whole week where my computer crashed, we lost everything we lost 2 weeks worth of content. We're getting back up there though, we're doing pretty golden now. Yeah, and then we got a bunch of shit planned up. We got a lot more audio stuff planned up, because honestly, I know that we don't usually talk about video games on this show, but So I started playing the Battlefield 4 beta before the show started. I was playing a little bit of it, and I played a couple of matches. First of all, I'm gonna sound sort of unpopular here, Nick, and you tell me if you agree or disagree. This is playing a lot like Call of Duty did, just with vehicles in a way. Like, a Battlefield 3, you had the way you equip stuff and the way some of the shit worked, it was different than Call of Duty. Now how it's played, like the knife, the guns, how you switch between your guns even, it's really kind of just Call of Duty a lot.
Really?
I felt like, especially just clicking in the control scheme. Let's put it this way. The control scheme seemed more Call of Duty than it did Battlefield.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I think maybe you might be around the control scheme just because when I was playing it, I was mistaking buttons. For some reason, I kept I was trying to use my knife, and for some reason, I was like, I can't remember what I was switching with. I mean,
you're like shooting, like the grenades are different. You don't have to see. I remember Battlefield 3. You had to equip a grenade just to throw a grenade. You had to equip a knife to use the knife. Like, yes, that was kind of a pain in the ass, but that was their own thing. That Battlefield has always been like that. Like Battlefield 2 was like that, and then this one, it's just like clicking the right stick, press the left trigger, you throw a grenade. It's a lot like the control scheme. That's all I'm saying is like Call of Duty, because the way the game plays, I'll have to admit, I was having quite a bit of fun. I mean, after hours of sobbing because seriously. Okay, no, Nick, this seriously happened to me. So I was playing a match. I had a drop on the dude. He was running past me. I was like, oh, I got this guy. I run, I get behind him, start shooting him. I'm hitting him. I see that I'm hitting him. And then he goes around the corner. I was like, oh, well, he's injured, so clearly I could kick his ass. So I go after him. I'm like, ah! I start shooting. He kills me immediately. I'm like, what? Dude, no. You were injured. I had the drop on you. You can't just turn around and do this weird, it's like he had bullet time or something because he just got a headshot on me. And I was kind of pissed off. I was like, does my gun not even work? I'm trying to switch gun, but they still have a level up system in this beta that I can't, I have to be a higher level to get the better gun. And I was getting kind of pissed at that. I was like, fucking hey, you've got to be kidding me. And it happened a couple times. I died about 3 times before I actually got my first kill. And then after I got my first kill, I started just weasel my way into it. And,
oh yeah, it's really unforgiving. And then, that happens to me quite a bit too. I mean, the pistol in itself is fucking powerful. I mean, I've seen,
really?
I'd be sitting there with the, big ass machine gun. And someone will just pull out a pistol and just take me out in 3 bullets, 2 bullets, and it's those pistols shoot pretty fast, so it's like, god damn.
I'm such a noob right now in this game, Nick. I'm not gonna lie. I played Battlefield 3's multiplayer, and I didn't play to extensive amounts where I'm an expert or anything, but I have played the multiplayer. I got in this one, and it was it was a whole new experience, it seemed like, because I got in a vehicle. I was like, okay, I get in a vehicle. I'm driving around just to get to the next area. I'm trying to get out. I end up switching seats. I'm like, okay, that's not it. I switch seats again. I'm like, well, fuck, I'm pressing square, nothing happens. So finally a prompt comes up saying, hold square to exit the game. Or not exit the game, to exit the vehicle. Exit the vehicle. I was like, oh, thank you. I need the training wheels, guys. But I don't know how to switch weapons, like how to choose different classes. I don't know how to really do anything but run, shoot, and do that. So I'm just kind of running around. I'll spawn on my partners, be like, hey guys, here's a med kit. So clearly I can't switch between the assault class because I like being engineering because I like throwing down mines everywhere and just be like, ha ha,
I'm usually recon. I'm sniping people from the top of the buildings and stuff.
See, that bores the shit out of me. I don't judge people for being snipers, but I personally can't do it because Call of Duty, Battlefield, whichever, I play both. If I'm just sitting there with a sniper and just waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting, I get bored. I get bored just sitting there. I know that's actually kind of how snipers are. I mean, even if I find a nice area, I'm like, okay, this area's cool. It has only one entrance, and I could get that guarded by a claymore or whatever, and I could sit here. And of course, apparently when I do that, no one runs past this window at all. I'm sitting there for 3 minutes. I'm like, okay, Brandon bored. And I get tired of sitting there. It's not like, I don't know. And then I somehow always meet these sniper guys who are attacking me, who just happen to have the best spot, and all of a sudden they'll just, I'm just walking across like, hey guys, here's my squad. You have died.
I think one of my favorite parts, I mean, you guys will see this in a playtime we'll be doing, but, you get a jump. I love jumping off the big buildings and parachuting 'Cause
Oh,
it
really?
makes me feel like Batman, so I'm just like, da-da-da-da-da. So I'm just playing the music in my head.
One thing I do like though, Nick, is when I got killed, I didn't have to see that horrible Battlefield 3 hand keep moving up in the screen. I got so sick of that, especially playing the multiplayer. I just be like, yeah, there's his hand. I don't know why. He shot me in the head. Technically, my hand I should just be down. So I'm glad they got rid of that. But one thing I absolutely fucking love, the destruction. Wow.
Yes.
Is the destruction just beautiful in this game? I'm just like, holy shit. And that's something I have to gripe right now. We're kind of doing like a review of this, but we're just kind of talking about it. There's a couple things. One, the reason we were going to do a bloody time today, and I experienced what you were telling me about. You were like, yeah, it kind of kicks me out a lot. I'm like, oh, Nick, you're just being a baby. So, I like literally my second match, I'm just playing it, and all of a sudden I see this guy. I was like, oh, there's an enemy. I got to turn around and get him. And then all of a sudden my screen just turns white. I'm like, oh, okay. So yeah, hopefully by tomorrow, we'll try to maybe get it tomorrow, see what we could do. And
Well, I mean, it seems to gotten better. Like, I'm usually getting a freeze during the deployment. So if I'll just get right into the deployment menu and it'll just
I
pause.
would say we wouldn't, honestly what I would try to do is just wait until we're both on the ground.
Yeah.
Moving with our guns, and then start the thing. Because I do want to do a bloody time of it, just because it is something new, and, it's actually way easier to do than that, I don't have to worry about someone coming over, or else all being huddled over on my computer, that type of thing. And my work schedule, honestly, folks, with my work schedule opening up, because I need more hours and stuff at work, the bloody times are going to go down. Because we'd be only able to do them when I have free time, because I'm the one with the capture box. And my time free will be less, so trying to schedule it between mine and Nick's time and mine and Nikki G's time, it's going to be less, but audio stuff, that's easy. Just record a bunch and then just put them up sporadically. Sporadically as if like 2 on Tuesday and 1 on Monday and 3 on Wednesday and none on Thursday. Anyways, yeah, so that's, I also have to say one last thing about Battlefield 4. I thought that the gun textures look kind of shitty. Like, the way my hands, my gun looked, I didn't think it looked amazing. I mean, the opening part, I was like, wow, this looks beautiful. These cutscenes they're showing me. Then you get in the game, the scenery looks good. I mean, it looks Battlefield 3 good, to be honest with you. It doesn't look like, whoa, but it looks good. But then I look at my gun and stuff, I was like, oh, fuck. Battlefield 4, when you get this on this current generation, they're guaranteed they're going to make you do some type of goddamn, install this 1.8 stupid bullshit thing we got. So, how long is the beta supposed to last for, do you know?
I have no idea. I imagine maybe a couple of weeks or so.
Also, sad news, also video game related. I was not able to get into the Dark Souls 2 beta. I tried.
Oh.
It was a very closed beta, and they only allowed 5,000 people. And by the time I found out about it, guess what? Those 5,000 people were done. I was like, why only 5,000? Why don't just... sometimes I just don't get why don't just release like what Battlefield does. Like, why don't just do an open beta, let anyone download it, and get them excited for the game? I don't know. Some people, like, I honestly, I'm a big demo guy where I'm like, if you want people to get excited for your game, release trailers, release demos. Because the average person who isn't like us or who doesn't listen to shows like ours, they're not going to know about it. They're going to know about the ones that, the big companies, like, they're going to know about the Call of Duties, the Battlefields, the ones that can afford the advertisements. That's the only things they're going to know about.
Exactly. I mean, each one's already now. I can only trust the people's words so far, but
well, you find somebody you trust, or you find the company that you trust. Like me, honestly, even after Mass Effect 3, I still trust the ever-living shit of BioWare. I'm a big fan of BioWare. CD Projekt I trust. Both those companies really have not put out a bad game, and those are I trust those companies. From Software, and this sucks. This got deleted. This really sucks because. From Software, we did a bloody time of the new Armored Core, Nick. And wow, did that game was bad. Me and Nick were just, we were just like laughing, just like, God damn, this game's so terrible. Nick didn't even want to play we only do 15 minutes, folks, and you know how much Nick hates a game when he plays 10 minutes of it. And he's like, you know what? I really don't want to play anymore. I really am just done. And I'm just like, you know what? Fuck it. You know, who cares about this? That Armored Core game was so bad, I didn't even, like, there's some games, folks, I try to play most of the games and to review them. That was one of them. I was like, no, I'm not going through this. This game was, I played 15 minutes of it and it was dog shit. So why the hell would I continue to play it? So, but enough about video games. Movies. Yeah. Speaking of which, the most excited movie I'm hold on. I paused it. The movie I was excited about, sadly could not see, and it's not even in our top 5, so it's worth mentioning. Through the Never, the Metallica movie.
And the world weeps.
I know. I love that. I love Metallica. I don't know. Are you a Metallica fan?
I listen to a couple stuff. I mean, my music goes all over the place and genre, but yeah, I listen to some Metallica.
Yeah, I'm a big, basically, people, if you want to know what kind of music I listen to, it's anything that's not made today. Literally, I love classical, I love 80s rock, I love, 80s metal, Metallica and such. I even like some 90s stuff. But anything in the late, this type of, since 2000, anything 2008 up, I really just don't like it all. I'm just, fuck you, fuck all your bands, you all suck! You're uncreative.
Music is dead.
It kind of is. It's like, well, since they don't make money from CDs anymore, they just don't care.
Exactly.
Like, I sometimes I'll see some bands Nick likes, and I'm just like, dude, those songs are shit. He's like, no, this great cover. I'm like, it's a cover. It means they're untalented. I mean, I'm sorry, covers are, if you can't write your own music, that's pathetic. And I have really never seen a cover that was better than the original, to be honest with you. That, to my knowledge, there might be a song I really like, turns out it was a cover the entire time with some shitty older version, but, yeah. Honestly, Nicky G, as I should say, if we ever wanted to go on a Nick bashing thing, we always could. He would never know. Even if he had fans of himself and people were like, hey, Nick, these people are, Nicky G and Brad are bashing you. He would never know. He has never visited our site. He has never listened to anything we do. I was like, God damn, we could just bash him all fucking day, because he'll never know. So, there's nothing you could, that's just funny. I was like, really? You have never once visited the site? Well, no, I've never had a reason to.
And there you go, people. There's our new segment.
I know, the Nick bashing. Honestly, we still have to put up the profile things because we have each of the hosts. I just want to put up on Nick's just like he's a gay little fag toy who just like take it and just see how long before it gets back to him. That, hey, by the way, everyone else has like a good one, and then yours just talks about how you like, eating cum and shit. Just horrible, nasty, disgusting shit.
Damn.
It's like always my retaliation on, I'll teach you not to ever visit the goddamn site. Sorry, that was my mouse. I have a small desk. Alright. Anything that you want to talk about?
I mean, I've heard a lot of good stuff about Gravity. I mean, I haven't seen it, but...
Oh, yeah. But, speaking of which, before we get started, like we do every week now, because I decided to, what movies have you been watching? Movies, TV shows, what have you been watching?
It was one of the things where I was looking at movie news today, and I think they were talking about a Troll Hunter sequel, but I have still yet to watch Troll Hunter.
God, seriously?
Yeah, it was. I forgot about it, because I was on Netflix last night. I was watching Batman Year One again.
Yo, I was watching that again. That kick-ass Troll Hunter movie, though, no.
I forgot about it, because I think I was going to watch it, what was it, 2 weeks ago when we talked about it, but yeah, I think I was just, I can't remember what I was preoccupied with, but yeah, I just forgot about it. I was like, God damn it. Yeah, I have to go back and watch it.
Yeah, but you've watched Batman Year One. Is that good? I've never seen it.
Oh yeah, it's really good.
Year One, is that all you've been watching? All that you can remember that you watched? I mean, sometimes it's hard to remember what you've done all an entire week. Did I watch that this week? No.
I was on Sci-Fi. They're having a little horror movie marathon, so I've been watching some of the kind of the cheap, funny stuff they have out there. Like right now, the Children of the Corn has been playing.
Oh God, I made it a goal of mine to finally see Children of Corn. I saw it last year, and that has some funny ass shit that goes on it. Like it's not even intentionally funny the whole time. Just like Outlander. I get it. Or just that shit. Oh, it's just such a bad fucking movie. I was just watching. It's like, really? This is a Stephen King. Wasn't that based off Stephen King book?
I think so.
I love how they like the king, make him like the king of horror in books. But sometimes that dude does not know how to end anything. I really don't believe he can write an ending with to save his life. Because, The Stand, shit, that has a shitty ending. It has a shitty ending. Shining I think has a decent ending. I haven't seen it in a long ass time. It has enough that I can remember a couple of his things. I have never finished one of his books. Like I've started reading The Stand, never finished it, but I know with the show, that was a terrible fucking ending. Have you ever seen The Stand?
I have not.
It's on Netflix. It's okay. I can't really say like, it's amazing. It's alright. I mean, if you were bored. Of course, what I've been watching this week, a lot of Walking Dead Season 3. That's finally up on Netflix. I was like, finally. I'm on the internet quite often. I go to sites that, talk about stuff. And I get a lot of movie and video game stuff. Like, why would I try to learn about shit that it's important, like math and stuff, when I can learn about movies? And I somehow have avoided every spoiler in Season 3. I'm clueless on what happens. And I am so happy about that. Because I've been...
I'm the same way with Breaking Bad, 'cause I haven't been able to finish it yet. So it's just, I've been very focused on what I'm seeing on the internet so far.
Nick and even Stephen Colbert spoiled the shit out of... He spoiled the ending to Breaking Bad for me, so I will never watch it now. He was like, well, I didn't think you were going to watch it. I was like, I wasn't on my to-do list, but you never know. But now I'm just like, I already know what happens at the end. I already know what, I don't know exactly what happens, but I know what happens to Walt. Let's put it this way. Let's just put it that way. I know exactly what happens to him. And otherwise, Season 3, Walking Dead, been so happy I was able to avoid spoilers, and I'm enjoying the ever-living shit out of it. I'm just watching, I'm just like, God, it's just, just talking about it makes me want to watch it. And I've been even pacing myself, just like an episode a night, just so I don't just like blow my load and like, well, now what? So I might mention this next week because, there's like 16 episodes. I'm only in like episode 6, so. That, and I also watched this movie, which, another homework assignment for you, Nikki G. It's not on Netflix though, so this one we have to find out. Kiss Kiss Bang Bang.
Oh, I've heard about it. I've seen some scenes, but I want to see it. It looks really good.
Oh yes, this is right before Iron Man for Robert Downey Jr. He plays as this, kind of this small time crook. He's like he rips off, toy stores and stuff type of thing. And then he gets shot and all that, and then he's run away from the cops. And he's, he stumbles in on this audition. He just walks in. They're like, "You ready?" And they're like, "Well, you know what?" Yeah. And she says something about you got your partner killed, and he just starts crying. And they think he's acting, of course, and he gets the part. Goes out to Hollywood, meets Val Kilmer, and they're like, "You're gonna try to play detective. Here, Val Kilmer's a private eye. You're going to be with him." And those two they bicker, and because, it's Robert Downey Jr., so he's playing, that kind of fast-talking, kind of asshole-ish, yet sort of charming version of himself. He's not Iron Man charming, but he's just still that kind of guy. And you got Val Kilmer, who's playing as Gay Perry, and yes, he's called Gay Perry because he is gay, and his name is Perry. And he's a private eye, and he's just funny asshole. He's just a prick because they have the best back and forth with these two because, they witness a murder and the whole time they're just like, "Oh shit, what do we do?" And then Val Kilmer tries to save the girl because she's in the trunk and he shoots the thing and he's like, "Oh shit, I accidentally shot her in the head," but she was already dead. So, and Robert Downey Jr. just takes the gun, throws it in the lake, and he's like, "Where's my gun? Hand me my gun." I don't have it. I got rid of it. What do you mean you got rid of it? I threw it in the lake. It's like, "You dumb son of a bitch. What do you think they're going to do when they empty the lake and they see my gun with my prints on it?" Oh, I didn't think. Yeah, you didn't think about that. And then he like looks at Robert Downey Jr. like punches him in the face. He's like, God, and it's just that type of back and forth stuff. It's really look up a trailer to it, Nikki G. It is funny as hell. It is an awesome movie. I own it on Blu-ray. It's just one of those movies I just popped in. It was one of those movies I bought and I hadn't opened until I decided to watch it today, or not today, but a couple days ago. So I bought it, opened it up, put it in, and I was just like, I was laughing. It's a great, like, I wouldn't call it really a buddy cop thing, but it's kind of a great crime thriller, sort of thriller, but comedy thrilling. It's a weird mechanism. I can't even describe what kind of genre you throw this one in. It's almost a satire of it, because the entire time Robert Downey Jr. is also narrating the entire movie. He's just narrating it, and sometimes he'll be like, "Hey, fat ass, get out of the way. We're trying to shoot a movie here," and he'll like try to he'll make jokes throughout it. It's really a great freaking movie. If you're a big fan of Robert Downey Jr. like I am, I would recommend that.
God damn! Every week with you, it's always something. It's always it's always freaking. Oh yeah, I just popped this DVD in. I bought it, but I haven't watched it yet. So it's like, God damn, how many movies do you freaking buy?
Let me just say, the Walmart $7.99 bin is my best friend, because I'll walk back, like, once a week, I'll be like, oh, here's a movie I haven't seen, or I like this movie, or something. I'll buy movies I have never even seen sometimes. So I'm a big movie buff, and I'm a big video game buff. I'm a big, I'm a couch guy. Let's put it this way. I spend a lot of time on my couch.
I'm afraid I'm gonna wake up like Luke in the Wampa cave, just upside down in your room, just made out completely out of DVDs. Like, what the hell is going on?
I'm actually mentioned that to Nick. I was like, what's kind of funny is I have so many games, because I buy a game once a week too. So I get a lot of games, and I get a lot of movies. I get basically a game and a movie a week. So, that's 52 games a week or a year, and same with movies. I was like, I actually have to get another DVD stand, because I had a bookshelf that actually used to have books in it. Took all the books out because I said "fuck you" books, and I'm putting DVDs and video games in there, and I know it's gonna be filled up soon, and I'm like, shit, I'm gonna need to get another thing that's to fill it up. You've seen Hot Fuzz, right?
Yeah. I'm
gonna eventually have a closet just full of that stuff, just by the power of Grayskull. But anyways, let's get on. Jesus Christ, we spent a lot of time bullshitting today. Let's get on with our top 5. And by top 5, we're going to talk about basically a lot of movies that came out, because this is almost becoming an every other week show because of, something. But anyways, let me talk about Pulling Strings. Came out this week. It did pretty shitty. 2.5 million. This is that movie. I don't know if you've seen it. It's like that this is a foreign film, if I'm not mistaken. I'm not 100%. I haven't really seen much on it, but it has no American actors. It's basically, let me tell you the premise, because honestly, I've seen like a trailer of it and didn't really understand it. But after a night of drinking, Rachel, a diplomat working in Mexico City, finds her world turned upside down when she's saved by Alejandro, a mariachi singer whose visa was rejected the day before by Rachel. So it seems like it's kind of a comedy. It seems like it's becoming a romantic comedy.
Yeah, I have not heard anything about this. I didn't even know this was a movie.
I think I saw one trailer in the theaters. I'm not 100%, but apparently no one has heard about this movie because it's only made $2.5 million. It might be a limited release too. I'm not 100%. IMDb does not tell me. We also have, alright, and then Don John, which opened last week, that's number 6. It's done a total 6.1 million. That's a movie I actually really wanted to see. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, it looks good.
I like Joseph Gordon-Levitt, and they really make Scarlett Johansson look so fucking hot in that. I was like, you know what? Even though the voice they do, because they're a bunch of Guidos, essentially, is what they are. They're talking like this over here because we're from Brooklyn, and she has her voice. That voice annoys me, especially with women. But the way she looks, I would deal with that the rest of my life.
From what I heard, from what I heard people saying, this part like one of the hottest performances she's ever done.
Really? Oh.
Yeah.
Have you heard like reviews on this?
I've heard it's actually really good. There's some really funny parts in it. Yeah.
It's cool because this is the first Joseph Gordon-Levitt, produced, written, directed. He did everything. He was a starring role. This is his movie. If you ever see a movie of his, and he must have done good. Not good enough for audiences apparently. It's only the second weekend, it's already out of the top 5, which is a shame because that was one of those movies. Hence why I'm getting more hours of work. I've been kind of strapped for cash, so this is one of those movies. Yeah, you wouldn't be strapped for cash, you wouldn't stop buying shit. I know this. But it was one of those movies I did want to see. Now off to the top 5. Number 5 is Rush. You know that movie?
Yes.
All right, the movie, Days of Thunder. I'll admit, this movie looked like I bored it. I mean, this movie, I don't know, it kind of looked boring to me. I'm not gonna lie. It did not look. This is not a movie I paid to see. I don't know. What about you?
Yeah, I'm not really racing. I mean, I've heard good things about it. I've heard, it kind of is, in a sense, Rush. It's because how dangerous. It shows you how dangerous, racing really is or can be. But for me, I'm not a big. For me, yeah, it's the same thing. I just wasn't interested in really seeing it.
I understand this is more about the characters because it's supposed to be about that famous rivalry between, I don't know who the hell their names are, but between Chris Hemsworth and who's that other guy? Do you know who he is?
Nope.
Okay, the other dude who we've seen in movies, but I can't remember his fucking name. They're supposed to have this epic rivalry, but then the dude who's like a French dude gets hurt, and he gets all mutilated and shit, and it's supposed to be an empowering story, but racing bores the shit out of me. I'm not gonna lie.
I'm on the same boat with you.
Yeah, it's like that looks. This is why I've never been a Fast and Furious type of guy because cars don't do nothing for me. Like I could drive my car and be like, oh, this is fine, and I could drive a car in game and be fine. But you show me a car going fast, I'm like, okay, that's cool. You could show me him shifting all he wants. I do that in real life. It does nothing for me.
You're just sitting, you're just driving around the block. Why the hell isn't this exciting?
Yeah, I know. Honestly, it's just like it's just not exciting. Whatever. I mean, I'm not saying it's a bad film. Don't you guys take my cynicism as cynical Brandon as something as it's not something I'd pay to see, and unless we ever started getting paid to do shit like this, then that's the only time I'd see it. But otherwise, I might Redbox it. I'm actually planning on doing that now more often, just start Redboxing new DVD releases once they get past the ones I also saw in theaters. Anyways, number 4, Prisoners. This movie looked fucking awesome. I'm not gonna lie. This has a total gross of $47 million. It is doing awesome. God, this movie looks so cool. Have you seen the trailers for this movie?
Yes, I have.
Oh God, would you pay to see this movie? Yeah, God. I don't know. Apparently, I'm way more excited over this crime movie than you were.
Yeah, it's more or less for me. I mean, it's just, I don't know. I mean, I think a lot of movies I'm excited for are coming out later, Hobbit and such. But
well, those ones, of course, to be excited for. This one came out of nowhere. I didn't even know this movie was coming out until I saw the trailer. When I saw, what was that? At World's End, I think it was. I saw the trailer first time I saw the trailer, The Prisoners, and it blew my socks off. I was watching this, like, oh my God, this is awesome. Wow, is this cool? I mean, that's about as much as I could say of it. It was just like, wow. This was freaking cool. Yeah, so Prisoners, it looked freaking awesome. I kind of wish, yet again, I wish I had the money to go see this one too, because just the whole premise of you not knowing what happened to these kids, or if they were abducted, or if it was the creepy neighbor guy that, Hugh Jackman's accusing of and all that shit. I was like, wow, this is kind of cool.
Was this based on a true story?
I'm not 100%. I don't know. Then we got number 3. Number 3, which is doing okay. It started out, it's actually a new one that came out this week. Runner. Have you seen the trailers for Runner?
Yes.
Yeah. The Ben Affleck,
Justin Timberlake.
I'm trying to remember who. Creepy looking, I'm not gonna lie. creepy as hell looking. Oh, what's her face? Goddamn, what's her name? Wait, is she in this movie or is she in the other movie? Shit, I'm getting two movies mixed up right now because I was gonna say. Oh, god damn it. She was in The Mask. God damn it, I'm trying to remember her name.
Oh, Cameron Diaz?
Cameron Diaz. She wasn't in this movie. That's the other movie. Right. There's another movie that's coming out. I'm looking at the cast list right now, seeing if I'm thinking of her or not, because there's a movie out where. Okay, yeah, no, it's not this movie. All right. Anyways, this movie they're touting. I don't know. The trailers are saying it's like amazing. I don't know. I haven't really heard too much on it. The premise. I'm trying to think of the premise of this movie. I have no idea. Besides, if I remember correctly, Justin Timberlake gets in trouble or something. I don't know.
There's just two guys, and there's a plot where someone gets in trouble, and they both have to fix it.
I really have no idea. The trailer, I've seen the trailer many times, and I still have no idea what the... Do you remember... Okay, you've seen the trailer. Tell me the premise, because...
I have not seen the whole trailer.
Oh, you haven't? All right.
I know the movie. I have not got around to seeing about, critics have said, or really have just seen glimpses of the trailer, really.
Let me tell you the premise of what this is. When a poor college student who cracks an online poker game goes bust, he arranges a face-to-face meeting with the man he thinks cheated him, a sly offshore entrepreneur. So basically, it's kind of that whole it's a mentor type, apprentice thing looking like. I picture he's going to try to confront him, and then Ben Affleck's like, well, maybe God, I really don't know. I know Ben Affleck's like the villain in this, but fuck, I don't know what this movie's about except for that apparently.
And I'm also Batman.
I know. I'm sorry, folks. I have no idea what this movie's about. But let's go into number 2, a movie I would want to see, but it always turns into that whole thing where I look like a creepy person doing it. You know what movie I'm about to mention. Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs 2. Fucking A. Is this one of my favorite movies? That was one of my favorite kid movies, was the original Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs. It was one of the few kid movies where I was genuinely laughing. Just laughing my ass off. Have you seen the original?
I have not.
Oh, sir, disappointed. Tisk. The original is awesome. And you could always go into Walmart and buy it and be like, well, I'm just getting it for my nephew or I'm getting it for my kid. No one knows. They're not going to fucking know. And,
or, you just go in the self-checkout line where no one's going to question you.
Yeah, that too. You always, yeah, it's not like when you go to, the movie theater by yourself and they, look at you all weird.
Which you brought on from experience, am I correct?
Yeah, exactly. That's why. Well, it's why I never have done it. I have never gone to a kids movie in the theater, except for when I was a kid. Of course, I wasn't like, yeah, I think I'd feel weird, like I'm a little kid. I don't know. They're gonna look at me strange. A kid seeing a kid movie?
Seems too suspicious to me.
It seems a little too. One for Gladiator, please. Would you have a parent or adult? I think I'm legal enough. I am 6. And our number 1 movie, which you can already guess it. I'm gonna let you guess it. It's doing pretty kick-ass. It's done better than any movie that opened last week.
Gravity.
Yes, Gravity, which basically open water in space. That's what I figured this is. Because Open Water was that movie where, they're stuck out in the open water. It's kind of boring, I'll be honest. They're like scuba diving, they get lost, they get stranded. That's kind of what this seems like, where they're stranded in space. It's a guy and a girl. Come on.
I've actually heard really great things about this. Really? Especially, James Cameron said it was like the best movie set in space. I think he said maybe it was like the best visual movie set in space. Coming from James Cameron, that's crazy.
Yeah, I know. Honestly, James Cameron, the guy who made the best Aliens, the guy who made Avatar, which was meh. But
well, yeah. It was one of those things too where I thought, I thought this was just going to be buried in space.
Yeah, exactly. I think we all have that perception, but apparently, I don't know. Apparently, it's pretty damn good. A lot of people went to go see this, and I picture that's also what the names they got, because they got Sandra Bullock and
George Clooney.
So they got two of the, I don't know if those two have ever been in a movie together, but I picture they have. Yeah, and I know Sandra Bullock gets stranded in a spacesuit, but I don't know about if George Clooney is also in a spacesuit. I don't know because you see their space station get blown up, so I'm picturing they're both out in space, just kind of floating.
I think they are because I know those two are like the only ones in communication. So I'm pretty sure they both are. I mean, unless like George Clooney got in in the Batwing and flew back to Earth or something, but
the Bat
with
bat nipples. It's fair that he had bad nipples in that movie. He was fighting, Mr. Freeze. Just poked through the suit. He's like, damn it!
How do you explain the credit card then?
I don't know.
It's one of the things where, I mean, thinking about, being in space and that seclusion, I mean, it's not like being out in the ocean where it's like, okay,
you could be saved.
You could die, of course, but, you might be able to hit land where if you're in space, it's kind of like, well, I'm kind of just fucked.
Well, yeah, in space, like even in the ocean, you have a small fucking chance of a ship coming by and be like, oh shit, someone's here. When you're in space, nobody's coming for your ass. Unless E.T.'s standing about there, I'll be right here. And then, like, he gets on his bike and takes you back. I mean, you basically, it's amazing that they even made that movie good, being that you kind of already know how it's going to end. You know they're going to die. But it's just going to be one of those things where it's like, how? Or how emotionally invested are they going to make you into these characters before they kill them off? Because there's no way, unless they do a Hollywood cheeseball ending on how they, oh, look, the Russian space station, we made it, and then there's no way in hell they're gonna do it.
Who knows? I mean, I'm not sure. I don't think this is a spoiler, but because from the thing I heard, they don't spoil stuff. So, but anyways, I mean, if you can imagine all that stuff, you see the trailer, the stuff kind of blowing up and flying past them. As you can imagine, this stuff is in orbit, so it's gonna come all the way around the Earth and back again. And someone was explaining to me, they were talking about physics and how, in space and, kind of like in that gravitational pull, there's no friction, so there's nothing slowing those objects down. So it's literally like, bullets coming at you, maintaining their speed as they come around multiple times.
Oh shit, I did not know that.
Yeah.
Their best luck would be to get away from Earth as far as possible and go find another planet. Go to Mars, where maybe there's water. I don't know. I don't know. They keep saying like, "Oh, there's water." Oh, speaking of which, random thing. This is not movie. Not movie related, but hold on, Nick.
Wait. What?
All right, we're back. Let's get into some news. So I got a little quick piece of news. James McAvoy. People, wanted the Days of Future Past, that type. He's kind of made it really loud and clear he wants to play Lion-O in a Thundercats movie.
Thundercats.
Exactly. He's like been touting. I even think he did a fan-made film. Like he's really wants to. I never took anyone for a big Thundercats fan. All right, did you ever see Thundercats?
I have not.
It was a pretty cheesy show. Like I used to watch it a lot when I was younger. It was a lot of thunder, Thundercats, ho, and then a lot of snarf. It was a lot of. It was kind of, it was one of the, those old '80s action TV shows for kids. No matter what, the villain lost. It's not like you ever saw an episode where, oh, Lion-O got defeated. Oh no, what do we do now? No, it's like no matter what, Mumrod finds some new way of trying to fuck over Lion-O, and Lion-O beats him. But James McAvoy has gone to such lengths saying that, being Lion-O and this movie, he says this movie of the Thundercats movie would be an Oscar contender. Like he is so excited for this goddamn movie.
Those are big words.
He really wants a frickin' Thundercats movie more than anyone I've ever seen. I'm not gonna lie. I was like, I have never seen anyone being like, yeah, Thundercats movie. On second thought, let's make another He-Man movie. Let's, I was like, I'm not saying it can't be done. I'm not saying a good Thundercats movie can't be done, but an Oscar? No. I'm sorry. I am saying an Oscar Thundercats movie cannot be done. Not even close. I'm sorry. You can make it fun. You can make it fun like a Transformers movie. Yes, I just did say those words. I think those movies are fun. Um, but you can't, you can't make them Oscar worthy. There's no way. It's too ridiculous of a concept, to be honest with you. I don't know. It's just like, oh, these cat people are fighting this mummy. Like, that's not really. The Oscars will not look at that. And, the Oscars are a bunch of, they're a bunch of, if it's not black and white and without sound, it's not art. No. I'm like, why?
I'm pretty much in agreement with you there. It's something, saying it to Oscar worthy. I mean, then again, who knows, but, those are big words.
Yeah, I know. Like, hell, if I ran the Oscars, I'd be fucking throwing, I'd be throwing, like, what's this, I'd be throwing what? Elysium in there. I mean, I would be throwing great freaking movies. My favorite movies this year were movies that people were like, well, didn't really have the strongest plot. Like, I love Elysium. That's like one of my favorite movies of the year. People bitched about it. I loved, Pacific Rim. Well, the plot was I was like, oh, shut up. It's a fun action movie. He wasn't trying to make a deep fucking story. See, I'm getting so sick and tired of this, Nick. And I've gone on this thing before, so I'm not really gonna get too pissed off of just the whole people getting, well, if it's not a strong, deep story. I was like, not everything needs to be a strong, deep story, and I wish I can drill that into some people's heads. Some things can just be a fun movie. But, what piece of news you got?
Well, the first one was, which pretty much is the numbers for Gravity, which, I mean, they've pretty much broken record for both George Clooney and Sandra Bullock's opening week for any of their movies, which is, 55 million, which I think, like Runner, which also came out, was like, I think only got like 7 million or so. So, I mean, damn, good for them,
Yeah, no kidding.
And there's actually another piece of news was, the whole Hobbit trilogy is pretty much broken $500 million in budget so far.
Oh yeah, no, I did see that. I did see that piece of news where, they did well. I mean, they did well for themselves, with their, like, he's gonna make it back. I mean, I forget how much the original Hobbit made, but it made an assload. It made more than all the Lord of the Rings movies. Like, it did well for itself. And I think even more people since the Lord of the Rings movies have become even more fans. You got even younger people who weren't even growing up during those movies or whatever. They're seeing the movies on DVD and they're like, oh shit, the Hobbit. I picture that's how they talk. Oh shit, the fucking Hobbit. No. Yeah, so I'm so excited for that goddamn movie. And you know what? Peter Jackson is probably the only person I would ever say that can span a single book into 3 frickin' movies. The sad thing is though, Nicky G, when he succeeds doing this, we're gonna see a bunch of other, like, shittier books trying to do this. People who adapt shittier books. Like, it's
already been being done. I mean, it wasn't even really, I don't think it was really Jackson's idea to expand it into 3 movies. It was, the studio's idea. I mean, that was the same thing kind of with the whole Dark Knight trilogy. Christopher Nolan was only I was thinking about only doing 2 movies. He really only wanted to really do 2, but, the studios wanted him to do 3, so.
No. Well, trilogies are fun, because then you can sell them in box sets, Nick. Come on.
Yeah, then you get stuff like, the Twilight Saga.
No, that was bad with the first one. It's not like it got bad. It's not like it started out okay.
Or the Harry Potter, they'll always, studios, as long as they can make money on it, they'll try to keep something going as long as they can for the most part.
Oh yeah, they're trying to, they're still trying to make more Harry Potter shit.
Yeah, there's actually some, spin-off, like they want to do a spin-off of, like Harry Potter's Quidditch.
Oh, I know. I saw a picture of that on Screen Rant. They're like, oh yeah, what would you think of this? I'm like, I think that would be stupid as hell. The Quidditch was I don't like Harry Potter, anything about it. I hate it all. I mean, the first 3 movies are the ones I saw, and I thought they had piss poor acting in it. I thought they had a boring as hell story. Because Harry Potter was actually, it was around during the times of Lord of the Rings. And I was like, Lord of the Rings is so much better than this. You know, there's an epic storyline where it's a world-saving thing. What's yours? Oh, a dude couldn't kill a baby. I'm sorry. An all-powerful wizard could not kill a baby? I mean, you just had to shake the fucking thing. That's horrible.
Oh, God.
He didn't even have to use magic. I was like, why were you even using magic against the fucker?
Well, I can't say it, it sucked for me, because, just because it's one of the things where we grew up with it, and for me it was kind of like, it was just one of the things where I didn't think it was better. I thought Lord of the Rings was just way better. There's more entertaining for me, so.
I also probably get tired of the people, like, because I haven't even seen this happen, where, like, this one girl, she was sitting there saying, like, yeah, I've never read or seen any of the Harry Potters, and people go with the, what? I was like, no, she's really not missing anything. If it was Star Wars, you could go, what? Because that's actually something that matters in the world. If it's Harry Potter, then you could be like, oh, you didn't see some teeny bopper wizard doing stupid, boring shit. I don't know. Oh no, it's wizard school. I'm sorry. I really just do not like those movies, and I think I don't like them. Like, I'm not, they're not even that terrible. I think it's just more or less the people who love them try to tout them as like, oh, they're the Star Wars this generation or some shit like that. They way overhype that shit. I'm like, it's not even close, actually.
What do you think is the Star Wars of our generation? I would say Lord of the Rings and maybe the Dark Knight trilogy, just because those are the movies we all grew up with, and the movies we would go to the movies.
Our personal generation have to be Lord of the Rings, because that was something I grew up. I saw those, and they're continuing. And they even, for fuck's sakes, they even did prequels after the original. So, if that doesn't scream more of the Star Wars type theme of what they're going, the only difference is the prequels are actually really good. But yeah, it's really that thing where, I want to say that. Batman, I don't want to say yes to that. I think that's really shown, though. I think when the Batman started, it really started showing. Batman and the Marvel movies, those were showing that we can take comic books seriously, and those both Batman and all the Marvel Avenger movies have brought in this new form of, like, they're basically making superheroes cool. Like, you get people who don't actually even read comics who are like, do you see him wearing a Superman shirt, like, oh yeah, I like Superman, and you're like, you have know nothing about the character except for what you saw in the movie, but that's beside the point.
Yeah.
So they're basically what it's turning into. This is my opinion. Geekdom is becoming cool.
It really is in a sense, which is kind of like, it's kind of, god damn it. It's like, now all these douchebags are taking our shit.
Well, yes, but then I don't have to hear about shit I don't care about. If it becomes cool, Nick, if it becomes the thing that all the kids like being, they're like, oh, I love superheroes and stuff. You know what we won't see? We'll stop seeing reality shows. We'll stop seeing 16 and up or whatever, 16 and pregnant or something like that. We're going to stop seeing those shows because they won't have a demographic for them anymore. We're going to stop seeing this shit. We'll eventually, fucking I hope. I'm
kind of disagreeing with you on that part. I think it's going to keep getting worse.
Honestly, I want to be hopeful, Nick. I want to be hopeful. I want to say, like, this shit's going to stop. I want to say that, I don't have to worry about, I don't want to have to worry about, like, turning on and see 18 versions of American Idol. I really think it's close to that by now. Well, this one's a talent show, not a just singing talent. I'm like, really? Do they sing in it? Well, yeah, then it's American Idol. Or, this one has nothing to do with singing, but it's all about, dancing. I'm like, that's American Idol concept, just without singing, it's dancing. It's all the same bullshit, and people buy into it. I don't understand it. That, and then you got those, those shows. I really wish, Nick, that one day reality shows will be like what, game shows are today, where they're just during the afternoon for retired people. They don't mean anything. They're not during primetime TV anymore. That we get shows that have writers and, actors and, storylines. We get more of those. And
like Glee?
Fuck. I will never, ever understand that show. I'll never understand why it's popular. I blame the gay community. I'm not saying it's bad. It's bad. Like, oh, you gay people, you're a prom. No, I'm not saying it's prom. I'm just saying they're probably more into that than dudes, like straight dudes are. Because I have to say, honestly, straight dudes would probably be more into. Well, nothing on primetime TV. I can't think of anything that's worth my time watching.
Walking Dead.
Well, no, I'm saying primetime TV. On the 31, 7, 9, those ones. There ain't nothing. I mean, besides Bob's Burgers. I mean, I like that show a lot. I actually heard Axe Cop was really cool too.
Yeah, I've heard the same.
But anyways, yeah, AMC. That's where you watch. I mean, at least Nick, we actually have an area where we can watch good TV. It's not like reality shows are just everywhere. And they're like, well, fuck it. Reality shows and like teeny bopper vampires, So I'm really glad about that. So, what's last piece of news, Nikki G? Make it a good one.
Well, it's kind of a funny one. J.J. Abrams actually apologizes for all the lens flares he uses.
Why? Yeah, they get annoying, especially in the Star Trek movies where everything's just like, oh my god, dude, do I need to wear sunglasses when watching this movie? But they're not that bad. I mean, people just kind of have their sand in their vaginas sometimes. So I'm guessing Star Wars, no lens flares, huh?
Oh shit. I think I lost you.
No, we're good.
Oh.
Okay, so Star Wars, no lens flares? What's going on?
Oh no, well, he was just apologizing for all he's pretty much saying he was kind of going a little bit too crazy when he was doing the Darkness. Because, I mean, he had his wife on set, so, he had to come take a look at it, and she was saying she couldn't really see what was going on. So it's kind of funny to just apologizing to the fans, kind of saying, yeah, I'm getting a lot of grief for that and stuff. But
okay, so I would say Star Trek, the first one, had an assload of lens flares, but the second one, I thought dumbed them down a little bit. I didn't think that one was that bad, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I couldn't tell. I haven't seen the first Star Trek. I've seen the Into Darkness, so.
Oh, you've never seen Star Trek?
No.
Well, that one's really good, too. I would recommend seeing that as well. But yeah, Into Darkness, it was just kind of, it was there, nothing bad with it, and I was just kind of like, well, what's the big deal, guys? You guys are, God, stop freaking out, people. Sometimes the nerd community can be a little touchy. Sometimes they're like they're little babies about everything. They're just, you change stuff, or stop doing that. And it's like, not everything's the same way it was when I was a kid. I was like, yeah, that's kind of how progression works, guys.
Well, that's how it is, especially when you got the internet, people have a voice, so.
Yeah, no, I will never take that voice away from people, just as long as they never try to take my voice away about bitching about those people bitching. It's really Inception. A bitch within a bitch. Yeah. That's it, everybody. That's our Movie Thing podcast. We discussed a lot. We bullshitted for about half an hour about just random shit. So I hand us that. I give us a pat on our back for that one. Yeah, don't forget to, we're going to have a comment section up soon. So I guess if you would like to comment at this point in time, just do it on the YouTube page. I'll be checking up on it for some time. Yeah, just, let us know what you think about everything. I know if you love Harry Potter, tell me how much I suck. I don't really care. Your comments mean nothing. I know I say comment, I'm like, they mean nothing. Unless they're praise, or unless there's something where you want to have a conversation, or whatever. We don't really do questions on the show. This is just basically a movie informative show. So, that is everybody. Stay tuned for more craziness. Don't forget to check out our new and improved website at bloodyscreen.weebly.com. It looks badass, and you could be like, whoa, this looks so cool. Otherwise, that is everybody. Good night, and God bless.